Hello, Viking and Swede fans. This is Larry Vanderweg, coach of the Smoky Viking girls. And recap this past week, we played Hoisington at home on Tuesday. We were down 18 to 22 at halftime and came storming back in the third quarter with one of the best third quarters and second halves that we've played all season to get the win, 49-37. We were led that game by McKinley Johnson with 12 points. She really had a solid game offensively and defensively for us. And also Adrian Hazelwood with 10 points and Brianna Pretty with 9 points and 6 rebounds. Carrington Haxton also had had 6 rebounds as well. All around good effort by the whole team for a solid win there. And then we went on the road again Friday to play Haven Wildcats. Tough place to play and a tough team historically. It was a relatively low-scoring affair, a physical contest, which turns into low shooting percentages. But we were down 18 to 13 at halftime, and came back in the second half again with a big third quarter. Maybe I should record my halftime speeches of these last two games, but we scored 11 points in the third quarter to their 2, and 8 points in the fourth quarter to their 1. So we held them without a field goal in the second half. Part of that's us, part of that was their shooting. The biggest thing was that we out-rebounded them big time in the second half and didn't allow any second-chance points. We ended up winning 32-21. In this game, Adrian Hazelwood led us with 12 points and 10 rebounds for a double-double. And she's a freshman guard. If you get a chance to watch her, she's going to be a special player for Smoky Valley, I believe. And then we had Avery Vanderweg with 5, Ellie Brumbaugh with 5, and Brianna Pretty with 4. Brianna Pretty also had 5 rebounds. Avery Vanderweg had 6 rebounds. And Claire Broxman had 5 rebounds. So Brianna Pretty and Claire Broxman really played big in the paint against a 5'11" post player that Haven had. So all around a great win there, physical win, and showed a lot of toughness to get that. Ultimately, we're coming down to the end of the season. We have one more game left in our regular season against Pratt here at home on Tuesday. We are working hard to try to secure at least a 3 seed in sub-state, which will start next week. We should at least be able to host the first round of sub-state. So that's one of our goals, and we're excited by that since we're in the top half of the bracket. We celebrated some seniors: McKinley Johnson, Ellie Brumbaugh, Carrington Haxton, Claire Brocksterman, and Lois Laros are our 5 senior players, and then Bree Franklin as a senior manager. So we celebrated them last Tuesday. They've been a good group of girls. So thank you, everyone.
Well, welcome back. Another week of Quarterback Club from Smoky Valley Boys Basketball. Another interesting week it was. We were scheduled to play on Tuesday, and obviously we had some weather issues, so we didn't get our Tuesday game in. So we pushed that game to Thursday of this week, or of that last week. So we ended up playing on Thursday and Friday, and this week we play tonight, which is Monday, and we also play on Tuesday. So we've had a lot of preparation time for games, but it did all start last week on Thursday when we played against Hoisington. We lost to Hoisington by 6 the first time we played them this year. They are a very talented squad. They're ranked top 10 in the state right now. Continue playing very good basketball, and we knew that coming in. Unfortunately for us, we didn't do a great job guarding their best players. I thought we played hard, but just didn't do a great job. Their best player, Nicholson, scored 32 points against us on 7 of 10 shooting from 2 and 3, 4 for 7 from 3. Just a solid player, and we just let him get going. We were down by 5 at the end of 1. We were down by 7 at the end of 2. Felt like we had a really good chance. And then they outscored us by 7 in each of the last frames, and we just never really responded. I think we were down by as many as 25 at one point in time. and we're able to get back down to 21. We lose that game 71-50. We had some bright spots that night as well. Off the bench for us, Lucas Apel came in, did a phenomenal job. Really impressed with how Lucas, what composure he had and how he played. Finished with 14 points on 4 for 6 shooting. He was 6 of 7 from the line. He also doled out 3 assists, had 5 rebounds, and only 1 turnover in about 20 minutes of action. So really pleased with him. And again, we were still without Ty Miller and Brant Hebel for that game on Thursday. So we were still kind of working with a smaller crew than what we usually would. Not quite as much depth as what we usually have on our squad, but it was nice to see that those bench points come in for us. Ryan Helene also had 11 in Thursday night's game. He was 3 for 5 from the 3-point line and doled out 2 assists as well. Haven Lysell Stewart put up another good night, 10 points, 7 rebounds. Haven's been a 10-point guy, almost 10 and 10 on almost every night. So it was good to see him respond. It was a much more difficult game for him inside. They were a much more athletic team in the post than what a lot of teams have been that we played. And they got a lot more block shots on him than what he's seen in the past. But I thought he responded well. And I thought he, again, did a nice job getting some points and trying to do what he could to keep us in the game. And some other nice things in that game as well. I think Cade Blanchett had another nice night inside, just working hard. He had 6 rebounds for us, 2 assists. Didn't get as many points. He had 6 points. But again, just some nice overall play on behalf of our team. Just weren't able to stop their best players. Like I said, Nicholson finished with 32 and Haxton finished with 10. So that led us to the next night when we played against Haven. Haven was coming off. Haven's had a great season. They had 4 losses coming into playing us. They've been very, very talented. They beat a Lions squad that's really, really good a week or two ago, 48-29. They like to keep the scores low, especially their defense with the 1-3-1 makes it really difficult. Because they are so talented and because they are so lengthy. We struggled earlier in the day. Our JV squad really had a difficult time with them, and our C team ended up playing pretty well. So really we kind of up in the air how we're going to play in the varsity game, and I thought we played a fantastic game. Our kids did an excellent job. We were down 1 at the end of the first quarter, 10-9. We outscored them 10-8 in the second quarter to lead by 1 going in for halftime. They outscore us 11-8 in the third quarter, so they go up 2 out of the third quarter. And then we had a stretch of time to start that fourth quarter. We didn't score for 4 minutes. Had a couple of big turnovers that led to points. Got down by as many as 11. We were able to battle our way back to as close as 6, but ended up losing that one 41-34. But they are tenacious in how they play. And how they defend. And I was so impressed. Last year we played them the last 2 games of the year, and we turned the ball over like it was going out of style. And this time I thought we really, really handled it well. Honestly, most of our turnovers happened in the lane where their hands were just so quick on power dribbles, whether it was our guard or our post. It didn't matter who it was. They were able to knock the ball away. Haven Lysell Stewart again led the way for us. 13 points, 10 rebounds. He had an assist. He also had a steal. Just another solid night for Haven. And I know if you talked to Haven, he would have told you he thought he probably could have had 5 or 10 more out of that. We didn't get a lot of scoring from other places. Jalen Elseth knocked down a couple of threes. It was good to see Jalen hit some shots like that, especially at crunch time. He hit one late in the game to cut the lead down to 6 and gave us a chance there. But I tell you, the biggest difference is we outscored them by 8 points from inside the 3-point line. We were 11 of 22. They were 7 of 17. They outscored us by 3 points from the 3-point line. They made 4 of their threes. We only made 3 of 19. But the big difference was the free throw line. They were 15 of 21 for 71%. We only shot 30%. We were 3 for 10. If we make 70% of our free throws, that's 4 more points for us. We're right there in the ballgame, especially late. And so that was a disconcerting thing for us to see that, that's how small the margin of error was for us to be there right at the end of the game. And that's exactly what we wanted to be. We wanted to be there with a chance to decide who was going to make a play or who was going to have an error that was going to lead to the end of that game. So if we do play them again in sub-state, it's going to be really important for us to hang around with them, to be right there with them. They were led by Roper, one of the best players in our league. He had 17 points. He was 9 for 13 from the line by himself. just did a great job there. They didn't have anybody else in double figures either. From the Jake Lucas, 6 points for us. He also had 8 rebounds. So we did a lot of things really, really well. As a matter of fact, I had us out rebounding of 30-19. We only turned the ball over 14 times against that defense. We had 5 steals. Again, I just felt like there were just some things we left on the table. Otherwise, I think we're right there. This week, doesn't get any easier. Tonight we play a Lions team that might, I know I keep saying this about every team, but they might be the hottest team in our league. They have beaten Heston already once, the only team to beat Heston all season. They, like I said, got knocked off by Haven because they just couldn't handle Haven's 1-3-1. They've added a couple of players that have been injured for them for quite some time. They just destroyed Hoisington on Friday night, beat them by 28 points. It was a running clock in the fourth quarter. I'll attribute some of that to the fact that we played Hoisington on Thursday night, maybe had them tired out, but Hoisington comes in solid. The McClure kid, the Alamos kid, they're 2 very talented players in our league. And so we're going to have our work cut out for us tonight. We did add Brant Hebel back to the mix Friday. It was good to have Brant. Ty is still in some protocols, and so he's got to get through that. We're not exactly sure what the timetable is on that. And so we're still kind of piecemealing things together as far as how we are going to set things up for the rest of the week. So like I said, we do have Lions tonight here at Smoky Valley High School. That can also be found on live.smokyvalley.org. And then we have tomorrow night, and it's our senior night too. Tonight we lose some really awesome seniors. These guys have been the core of our program this year and have just been so great at all the things that they've done. You've got Jalen Elseth, Ty Miller, Ryan Helene, Brant Hebel, Jake Lucas, Aiden Everett, and again, I think we have to include Cameron Rogers, who has been amazing as a manager for us this year and just done so many things. So again, just to recap, Jalen Elseth, Jake Lucas, Ty Miller, Ryan Helene, Brant Hebel, Aiden Everett. What a great group of guys. We're going to wish them all the best, but we're going to do senior night tonight. But we think there's more things in their future. We're not ready to slow down. We've got Pratt tomorrow night at home. They're an up-and-coming team. We're going to have to play well, especially coming off of playing tonight. So, and then we turn our attention to Sub-State next week. And again, I hope we're that team that nobody wants to play. I hope we're that team that comes out and competes the way we have on so many nights. And again, it's March. Anything that happens in March, you have a chance of getting a win. You have a chance of piecing a couple of games together. That's all we need to do. We just need to be able to piece some things together, limit our turnovers, limit our errors, and finish plays. And doggone it, I think this team has the opportunity to maybe surprise some people and be that team that makes a run. But everything has to fall into place for us, and we've got to get back to that point like we played on Friday, but unfortunately a little bit better. So everything we do from here on out is preparing us for that. So hope you have a chance to watch us on live.smokyvalley.org. I recognize those seniors, like I said, tonight. Otherwise, I look forward to seeing you next week on Monday. We'll see you guys then.
Hey guys, Adam Lackey here for Smoky Valley Wrestling's update. It's been a while since I've gotten one. We've had, I think, 12 tournaments in just February, so it's been pretty crazy. But results, boys, we didn't have anyone qualify for state. Everybody kind of had some rough days, and with 3 straight weeks of trying to wrestle the best of the best, we didn't quite get anybody. Tanner Luddig, our former placer, would have probably made it to state, but he dislocated his elbow in the first round of tournaments. Girls-wise, we have all 3 girls, Noelle Peters, Belle Peters, and Maddie Toll, all made it to state. They'll compete Friday in Salina. Top 8 are there, so if any of them can win a match, we'll have state placers. Middle school, we've got about 17 kids. They're going. They compete today in Marion. They also have a home duel Thursday, a home duel Monday, and then their league tournament Thursday. So that'll kind of wrap up one of the craziest months or so that I've had as a coach. So I'll be back hopefully next week with an update on girls state.
Good morning, Quarterback Club. Just want to give you a breakdown of our conference championships this past week. Had a great showing. We had, let's see here, 14 student athletes were all conference. We had 7 all-scholar KCAC athletes, 21 personal bests, and 5 of our 6 relays were all conference. Didn't quite get that last girls 4x4, but we were impressed with that. We had a conference champion, which was Charles Adams in the pole vault, and we were pretty happy with the results. So hope you're having a good day. Peace.